Welcome back to the Global Local Top Tips, and today PEAR TARTE TATIN. Named after the two sisters that invented it, this dish is sure to impress all your friends and family. Let's get stuck in. How to start the tatin. First, we need 125 grams of brown sugar. We need 125 grams of butter. And we need some fruit, whatever fruit you prefer. I'm going to make 2 tatins today, both exactly the same, but just in smaller pans. And the reason for that is I like to use these pans that I have here because I can use them straight into the oven. So to prepare our fruit, we peel the fruit. And if you're using peaches or plums, you wouldn't have to peel them. And I just want to cut them into quarters, and I just want to take out the seed. Just take off the top. So these pears aren't overly ripe, which is perfect for this because they're going to cook. A lot of people have been asking me what blades I use. I generally always use Global. And the reason for that is, one, I find they stay sharper, they're very comfortable to hold, and the blade and the handle is all one piece, so there's no little bits of dirt getting in there between the handle and the blade. So on a low heat, I've got my frying pan here, straight in with my 125 grams of butter, and I'm just going to glaze the pan with it, and then straight in with my 125 grams of brown sugar. Now you can also use white sugar, but I find that it just doesn't caramelize as well, and so you'll get this really pale looking tart tatin, and it's just not as appetizing. So where you can, try and use the brown sugar. And there's nothing overly complicated about this. We're basically just going to caramelize the butter and sugar. We're going to add in the pears, and then we'll take it from there. Now the butter's just nearly finished melting. And start giving it a little whisk just to make sure it all incorporates. And again, we know it's ready when that sugar and butter incorporate into each other and doesn't separate. If it does stay separated, it tends to get when you're tatin, you put your fruit in, the juice from the fruit just makes it very unappealing because you get this layer of butter on the top and it just looks greasy. So again, you can see all that sugar and butter incorporating there into a beautiful toffee. And there's no need, I've noticed some people put in vanilla seed and vanilla extract, and there's absolutely no need here because it'll do nothing for the flavour, because the flavours of this toffee and the fruit are going to be so strong. Anything else you put in there is just going to overpower it. So again, I've got my toffee, my fruit, and I just want to put it down and turn it. And I know it looks a little bit tedious, but it really does make all the difference. For the end result when you do give it a little turn. I might just get one more in there. Use this one. And it is pretty important how you arrange these, because this is what you're going to see, because we're going to turn it upside down when we're finished. Beautiful. Set it aside again for 1 or 2 minutes. Now I've got some puff pastry here. Now you can use store-bought puff pastry, or you can make your own puff pastry. Look, at homemade puff pastry I find is always better, it's always fresher, but frozen puff pastry from the supermarket, look, there's nothing wrong with it. So we're just going to get a sheet of it here, and you don't need to start, cutting molds or trying to make it even. Just place it straight on top, okay? And then I just want you to fold the edges inside the tin, okay? You won't see this side of it. It won't make a terrible amount of difference. It's the other side that's going to be presentation side up. And just press it in just lightly into the corners. Again, straight on top. What it does by folding in them corners, it gives you a beautiful crust when you cut into it the other side. It's perfect. Into an oven, 180 Celsius for 25 minutes. Now our tart tatin had 25 minutes in the oven. Looking pretty good. Really, really important, a few quick tips here. One, always have a tray with some parchment paper underneath your pans when you're cooking it, just in case there's some overspill, which there will be. So this will catch any of that caramel that's coming off. And this will potentially save you from cleaning your oven for a week, because this stuff is really, really difficult to get off steel. Now, the second tip is we always be really, really careful with this, because when we turn these upside down, naturally enough the pan is going to be hot, but there's also going to be a lot of steam, and the caramel is going to be red hot. So if you do get caramel burn, you will know about it. It is very, very painful. So let's get our pan up here, and we're basically just going to flip these upside down onto a plate, just like so, and just push it back, and you can see how beautiful that looks. And the importance of the presentation of them pears, or that fruit, when you initially do it. Let's push our luck and do a second one. Again, remembering to be very careful not to get that caramel on your hands. Look at that. So let it cool at least 40 minutes. Let's cut it open, and we'll finish it off with a little bit of cream. So our PEAR TARTE TATIN is ready. It's cooled down. I just want to cut a slice out here. And look at that. We could have a little bit of that sauce over the top. And of course, finish it off with a drizzle of cream. I hope you enjoyed. Please comment down below any videos that you'd like to see me do in the future. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. We'll see you soon.